Kirby, and this time we'll be playing everybody's favorite mission. This is probably the one that I actually hear the most complaints about, fair warning. So this is of Bajor. DS9 has been conquered by the Dominion. Fall back to Bajor and plan the counterattack.
We've
So,
evacuated everyone we could to Bajor, and we're setting up a base there to coordinate our counterattack against the Dominion. I won't lie to you, though. It's not gonna be easy. We were caught completely off guard by Karakan and his fleet, and the Bajorans are none too pleased to have house guests. We must balance the needs of the civilian populace with those of the Starfleet and Klingon forces currently on the surface. Starfleet needs all the help it can get planet-side right now. Transport down to our staging area on Bajor. You'll find me there. Captain Kurland will join us as soon as he can.
report to Commander Messi Achebe on Bajor, which is located in the Alpha Quadrant. So we'll get a moderate amount of experience and expertise, a moderate amount of dilithium ore, and we can complete or get another piece of the Jem'Hadar ground set if we want it, and that is the Jem'Hadar armor, or we can get 10 portable shroud generators. Okay, these are consumables, or we can get the career specific rare Mark 11 kit reward. Okay, going to accept, and oh, something finished. We have a duty officer mission done. Okay, and there we go. Alright, moving right along, we're going to beam down to Bajor. Welcome to the city of Hathon. Admiral Sirhan, Commander Messi Achebe asked me to inform her when you arrive. She's waiting for you in her office at the Starfleet Base. I'll add the coordinates to your map. Report to Commander Messi Achebe. You may remember this map from Jabberwocky, I believe it was, where we had to return the orb that we encountered. I am going to double check where is our temporal probe, if it is in this mission. There is no temporal probe in this mission, so we don't have to worry about that. Yay! Alright, so we're going to go to the Starfleet Base, which the quickest way to get there is actually not that way. It's to go down here and keep going, keep going. And I am looking at my map. My map tells me to go this way. And we will see the Starfleet base. There's the Starfleet symbol right ahead of us. That tells us that's where the base is. Okay, so we're going to head in. And there's our commander.
Time is short.
Welcome to Bajor. This will serve as our base of operations while we work to retake DS9. I need you to give me your best here. Everyone needs to be in their top shape for the counterattack on DS9. But before that can happen, we need to make sure this base is fully operational. We're guests here on Bajor, but the locals don't view us that way. I thought that Bajor joining the Federation would be a step in the right direction, but the Bajorans in this city seem to think this is the second coming of the Cardassian occupation. Ruh-roh. Be on your best behavior and try to do all you can to smooth some of the ruffled feathers. A civilian uprising is a headache I don't need. I'll have something for you later. Report to Lieutenant Jarrell Cav first. She'll know what tasks are most critical. So we report to Lieutenant General Kev on Bajor. Alright, so we report to her, and she is, and you will have to open your map to find it. She's directly across right here. Okay. Would help if I got all the way out. And she's going to be right in this area. Here is our favorite lieutenant. Not.
How can I help you?
Okay. Great to see you. We can use all the help we can get here. The attack on DS9 has put everything here into a tailspin. We're setting up a base to coordinate the campaign to take the station back, but it's slow going. This area of the city is older, and it doesn't have the infrastructure we need. Good thing we have talented officers like you who know how to whip up a few technical miracles.
Do you need something?
Alright, so we have two choices. We can do Starfleet, which is aggressive assimilation, okay, or we can do tactical mission, which is system security. So since I'm tactical, I'm going to go ahead and do that. The Bajoran computer network in this part of the city was built for civilian use. It can't handle the increased traffic or the encryption patterns that Starfleet uses. And now, with the Jem'Hadar and DS9, this network is more important than ever. We need to update all of the firewall software and upgrade the network so it can handle all we're throwing at it. I know that network security was part of your tactical training. Can I depend on you to help us deal with the vulnerabilities in the network? It seems to me this would be more an engineer task. But track down the vulnerabilities in the local computer network and make modifications to deal with the increased network traffic. You only need to complete one of the following missions to advance the story. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And
I'm here
accept.
to help.
Alright, so now we need to examine base network protocols, and it should tell us where to go. Okay, so we go inside to examine the protocol. There we go. You thought this would be a simple upgrade, but there are already breakdowns in the Bajoran network. You will need to find and modify every affected terminal to ensure that the network can handle even a minimum amount of traffic. Track down the vulnerabilities in the local computer network and make modifications to deal with the increased network traffic. Continue. Alright, so we have marked on our map the circles that show where we need to go. Okay, and the closest one is right here on this corner, so we'll go there first. Looks like it's this one. Let me double check. Oh, nope, we're heading the wrong way. Okay. So it's somewhere there. It is. Doo-doo-doo. This computer terminal is operating normally and has not been affected. Been affected by the increased computer usage in the local network. You need to check other terminals. Proofreading, guys. Come on. There's another flashing one. This firewall issue could be a bigger issue than it appeared to be at first glance. There is another node nearby being affected by the increase in network traffic. So we continue. Alright, and we follow the white circles. Okay, there's our computer. You will need to upgrade the firewall software of this terminal, or all terminals in this area could be vulnerable to slowdown or viruses. Also, your scanner detects another node nearby that is being affected by the increased network traffic. You should find and upgrade it as well. Okay. Alright, so my white circle is, my right arrow, is pointing me in this direction. Aha. It's gonna be right here, isn't it? Based on that arrow, it's gonna be the farthest one away. Yay. But we're gonna go ahead and do it anyway. Because reasons. No, because we want the mission to progress. So we're gonna follow our white arrow. And we're going to go here. Alright. Now watch it tell me it's working normal. This computer terminal is operating normally and has not been affected by... Oh, gee. Of course. Okay. At least we're the farthest out. Okay. Irony. You gotta love it. Okay, so we're gonna go straight up ahead to this. Oh my god. Never a dull moment on these playthroughs, I tell ya. Alright. Normally. Not normally. What do you think, guys? Hey! The computer network in this area of the city has been completely upgraded and is now secure. Network traffic is operating in peak efficiency. Yep, there you go. Hey! Look at that. Okay. Return to Lieutenant Terrell Cav. Okay. So I need to go back to her. Okay, there we go. We'll go this way. I can never remember. Okay. Maps are fun. There she is. Okay. Thanks for your help. Now our computers are operating at peak efficiency. We could use more officers like you down here.
I'm here to help.
Alright. So now we have two options here for quests. We can do contemplating captains. We have several holodeck training programs developed for Admiral Tactical Training, Advanced Technical Training. Program as an introduction to ground combat against Dominion opponents. This one will pit you against a changeling. It's unclear whether this is a changeling with the Dominion forces on DS9, but it's always a good idea to be prepared. You can use the holodeck here to run the program. And remember, we have a lot that needs to be done here on Bajor. So choose the combat training program that suits your needs the best. Don't spend all day in the holodeck. Okay. So I'm actually going to decline this one.
I'm here to help.
I'm going to show you studying soldiers. And this one, okay, advanced ground combat. This one pit you against Jem'Hadar. I know you were in battle in DS9, but it's always good to be prepared. Use a holodeck to run the program. Okay. You only need to complete one of the following missions. I'm going to do studying soldiers. And
I'm here to help.
And you will see why in a moment. Okay. And it will give me my bridge officers. This is important. Okay, now We're in a let's pause. Okay, actually no, let's unpause. We're in a cargo bay. Now, I'm going to take 2 of my officers and put them here. And I'm going to take 2 of my officers. We're going to let them go for a second. And they're going to go over here. And this is why. 1 and 1. I'm going to deal with these guys. It's not going to take me much, but I'm going to keep spamming my mines over here with these guys. Facing this direction. I'm going to keep spanning my mines on all of my bridge officers. Because what's going to happen is they're pretty much going to fall over dead as they come out. This is how mines and bombs are so important with bridge officers. Okay? And as you can see, we're now getting nice results that we want. They're defeating everything. So I don't have to fire nary a shot anymore. All I have to do now, they're coming in from that side. And as you can see, they're doing pretty good for themselves. Keep my mines and bombs coming. And there we go. They're doing pretty good for themselves without the Jem'Hadar even coming up to them. But in case they do, they have their mines and bombs ready. There we go. And as you can see, no problems here. Okay, my bridge officers are handling things quite well, and if a Jem'Hadar actually makes it to the appropriate area, they will be destroyed by the mine. Let's get them up. And now I can step if I need to. There we go. And I can get this guy. Rally cry all you want. Okay. So you see that was quite easy. I'm going to clear their rally points. There we go. As you can see, that was quite easy. And now we can leave the holodeck. And done. Done and dusted. There we go. And as you can see, I'm alone again. And we're going to turn in. I bet you feel like you could take on the entire Dominion right now. Holodeck exercises aren't like real combat, but anything that will help us prepare is important.
I'm here to help.
So we continue, and now we have scrutinizing starship or fleet findings. If we look at the description, several holodeck training programs. Okay, this one will pit you against large Jem'Hadar ships, from cruisers to a dreadnought. I know you were in the battle on DS9. Okay, blah blah blah. Okay, so holodeck, you only need to complete one of the fronts. So this does large starships from cruisers to dreadnoughts. Okay, or
I'm here to help.
if I go with fleet findings, this one will pit you against small Jem'Hadar ships ranging from fighters to cruisers. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and choose this one simply because
I'm here to help.
it will be faster. And trust me, you want things to go quickly with this mission. So I'm going to do this. Between my fire at will and my DPS, my normal DPS, this should be pretty quick. And loading, loading, loading. Gotta love the chat bugs. I'm gonna go ahead and get these up. There we go. And there we go. Heavy escort. Alright, and that's it. That was quite simple. Because we took the easier option here, or the faster option. And now we can leave the sim. There we go. I see something is completed. Rebalance thermal deflector. Alright. There we go. And now we turn this in to our lovely perky lieutenant, who's just a little too perky. Great job! With ship commanders like you on our side, I know we'll be able to retake the station.
I'm here. Do you need something?
Thanks to you, we have everything under control here at the base. You should head out into the city to help the Bajorans. Colonel Kubis Paul of the militia has been asking for assistance. Find him and he should be able to point you in the right direction. We couldn't have done this without you. Alright, so we talked to Colonel Kubis Paul of the Bajoran militia.
I'm here to help.
There we go. And exit. Alright. So we talked to Colonel Kubis Paul. And he is... Where is he? He's this way. Okay. Go up here. Take a left. Okay. So we go this way. Run through Hathon. Alright, so this map is actually quite well used in the game. It is very well done, you do feel that. And there's the militia headquarters. And I do believe this is our guy. Yes, Colonel Kubis Paul.
We have a situation here.
Welcome to Bajor. I wish your visit here could be under better circumstances. This whole DS9 situation troubles me, and having Starfleet here on Bajor has opened up some old wounds. And letting the Klingons come down too? That's just like dropping a plasma torch into a deuterium tank. What we need to do now is convince people that they're safe and that we have this situation under control. Is there anything else you need, Admiral? So we have religious requirements. We need to find a way to soothe people here in the city. They're so wrapped up in suspicion and mistrust that they're not thinking clearly. The conspiracy theories are running wild and people aren't seeing how good they have it. All they're thinking about is old hurts and half-forgotten stories. Yes, Starfleet is here and the Jem'Hadar are in DS9. But if you listened to some of the people talk, it's the occupation all over again. Go see Regen Ravel at the Hadara Temple. He's always had the pulse of the people and he might have an idea of what to do. Okay? Or occupation over reaction. There are a lot of people here who aren't happy about Starfleet establishing a base here and allowing the KDF to stay as well. Bajorans have always been touchy about outsiders in the occupation, and the Dominion War just made that worse. Now with Jem'Hadar and DS9, And you all here on the ground, these old fears are coming back to the surface. There's a protester by the fountain stirring up the crowd, and we'll have a riot on our hands if we don't put a stop to it. Talk to him. Don't violate his right to free speech and assembly. But maybe you can convince him that Starfleet isn't the return of the Cardassians. Alright, so we only need to complete one. The occupation overreaction is the fastest, so I'm going to accept that. And exit. And now we go find our protester, who is this way. Run around the city. And this way. It's like a big old maze. Alright, we made it to the middle, and where is our protester? Protester is across the square. I should see him by now. Ah, there he is. He's standing up here. Okay. So we need to talk to him. Okay.
This is our home!
The Bajoran people will not stand for another hostile occupation. The Cardassians did enough damage to our world. We deserve peace, prosperity, and the right to govern ourselves. Starfleet does not want to occupy Bajor. So you say, prove you don't intend to occupy this planet. So we have a few choices. Okay, so we have Bajor has a rich cultural heritage. The Bajoran government is stable. They don't need us to tell us what to do. We appreciate that you are willing to share the city with us while we coordinate our campaign against the Jem'Hadar. Or Bajor is a beautiful world. We have no wish to harm it. So I'm going to choose the Bajoran government is stable. The Cardassians were able to pit Bajoran against Bajoran by starving us and depriving us of our basic rights. Any small comfort they allowed us as a reward for being their puppets was treated like we'd won a lottery. Neighbor turned against neighbor, and brothers reported on their families. In the end, many people were labeled as collaborators when all they tried to do was fill their children's empty bellies. Alright, so it sounds like working with Cardassians worked out for some people. No, don't choose that one. If it's that easy to convince Bajorans to turn on one another, you would have done so even without the Cardassians. Don't choose that. The Bajoran people were put in a terrible position. Some were forced to make difficult choices. There is no shame in that. That's the one you want to choose. And then, so you say, prove that you don't intend to harm this planet. Okay, so we have Bajor has a rich cultural heritage. Bajor has a rich history, and its people have repeatedly fought for their rights. Okay, we appreciate that you are willing to share the city with us while we coordinate our campaign. Or Bajor is a beautiful world. We have no wish to harm it. Let's go with this one.
This is our home!
Many Bajorans were displaced during the occupation. Thousands died in labor camps for their homes. And even if you weren't forced into the camps, life was uncertain. Do you know that when Gul Pirak commanded the weapons depot here during the occupation, he executed 15 farmers simply for not displaying the Cardassian banner outside of their homes? We're already seeing this here. Starfleet and the KDF are taking over this section of the city. Soon Bajorans will be pushed out of their businesses and homes to make room for the soldiers. Alright. And, of course, we don't want the improvements we're making in the city as a token of our appreciation. No. This is, okay. This is a temporary arrangement. All Starfleet operations will move back to DS9 once this issue with the Jem'Hadar is settled. So you say, prove that you don't intend to occupy this planet. Okay, let's see. How about this one?
We will not be slaves!
Bajoran people have been fighting a war for so long, you don't actually have to read all of this. I'm going to stop reading the text on the left and just go with your skill as warriors commendable. Freedom fighters of the past do not deserve to be called terrorists by you today. If you feel remorse for the violence of Major's past, Then we're not going to do this. This one would insult him. You're not changing, and this one would insult him, so we want this. So you say, prove that you don't intend to harm this planet. Okay, let's see. Bajor has a rich cultural heritage.
For Bajorans!
Okay, for some trying to remove all sense of culture. There's now a thriving soil recommends so this one. Most of farmland difference for the occupation. Artistic desires can never be destroyed if you only support artistic. Jar was not the assistant. This is going to upset him. And let's do this one. So you say, prove that you don't intend to occupy the planet. Okay, there we go.
We will not be slaves!
One of the worst side effects of the occupation was the lost faith of the Bajorans. Okay, we don't want that one. Okay, there we go. Never thought of it that way. So you say, prove that you don't. Okay, many facilities, including our sick bay and holiday.
Bajorans!
Land wasn't the only thing that Cardassians took from us. Okay. Medical facilities we set up here offers injured. For officers injured, I think you were overlooking the fact that the Festosa virus was cured by no. Don't want that. Or a sworn oath to not harm their patients. They will help anyone who wants to make use of their services. There we go. And there we go.
Will not be slaves!
The Cardassian occupation took everything from Bajor. Our resources were stripped away with no regard for allowing them to replenish their future generations. This planet is nothing but a shell of what it once was. Okay, so we can do with careful planning. Okay, yes. Alright, we don't want to leave a mark on Bajor. When we leave the city as we found it.
This is our home!
Bajor was scarred by the Cardassians, blah blah blah. No, we're not going to say give it a century. At least no. We want this one. Alright, we got him. Okay. And now we go back to the kernel to turn it in. Run, run, run. This is always so much faster with snow boots if you can get them. Make sure we're turning it into the right person here. Did I miss the wrong? Let's see. Nope, I didn't. Okay. Just wanted to make sure I did not run to the wrong place. There it is. Okay. And go back to him. Now, why we can't use our communicator, I don't know. I heard some of what you had to say to those protesters. Excellent work. I think people will start seeing things your way. Continue. Alright. So now we have Petition the Prophets or Soil Saver. Petition the Prophets. The Vedic Assembly has agreed to allow you to access the Orb of Prophecy and Change. This is a great honor, but it is also a great responsibility. Many people want to know why the prophets didn't intervene to stop the Jem'Hadar from attacking Deep Space Nine. I know the prophets would never abandon us. They must have a reason for why they didn't act. It is up to you to carry the message back to us. So we can do this, or we can. We're still repairing the damage done to environment by decades of Cardassian occupation. We made a start on the work, then the Dominion War and the chaos that followed put everything on hold. The Federation has been helping us with the reclamation effort, but the work takes time and there is a lot of land to recover. There are several soil samples in the greenhouse awaiting analysis. If you have time, you could drop by and take a look at them. Okay, so the faster one is Petition the Prophets, so I'm going to go for that and accept. And then we go to the temple. And there we go. La da 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 da. To the temple. Do do do. I go to the right place. Temple is. Oh, here we go. Temple is this way. Alright, so use the Orb of Prophecy and Chain. Why have the prophets seen fit to return? Blah, blah, blah.
You are not grateful. We saved Bajor at the Cisco's insistence. It cost him dearly.
We moved the fleet, but we needed to put it back.
A hand that remains closed
ceases to be a hand.
The fleet needs to exist, as you must return.
Okay, and now we return to the Colonel. Do do do. Running around. Okay. Here's the Colonel. Talk to the Colonel. You should feel blessed. The prophets don't speak to everyone. I have faith in their plan for Bajor. You are an important part of that plan.
Peace and quiet. That's what we need.
Commander Achebe needs your help with communications. Report to her and she can give you the details. Alright. So we exit. And we go back to Commander Achebe, who is... Yes, okay. Who is this way? La-di-da, here we go, and yay, we found it easy enough. And you can see why a lot of people don't particularly like this mission. It tends to drag on. Okay, is there anything else that needs to be done? Here we go.
I have new orders for you.
We've managed to set up a subspace relay outside in the courtyard. I need you to try to pick up any transmissions coming from Deep Space Nine. We need intel. Anything we can learn about the state of things on the station will help. Alright, so we take this submission, Subspace Spyworks. We managed to set up a subspace relay. Okay, and we accept.
I have new orders for you.
There we go. And so now we go to the subspace relay, which is in the courtyard right outside. There it is. Alright, now we're going to brute force our way through this. What do I mean by that? Alright, we're at a frequency. Here's what we're going to do. We have two bands. We're going to go ahead and lower the frequency. Start from the beginning. Now we have two bands, you'll notice, or three bands. We're going to start with megahertz, and we're going to go through. Oops. Alright, so we can lower or increase. We've already lowered it to as low as it can go. We're going to go through, contact each one. Accessing Davo with leader, do you want to proceed? We can initiate.
Davo!
Doesn't give us anything. Okay, so we scan. And we're going to do the same thing again. We're at the same thing. We're going to increase. Nothing. 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 We're going to increase every time it pops up with one. Accessing private network 5492. Please stand by. Aha! Perfect. Hey, who is this? How did you find this channel? Wait, don't terminate this communication. I'm a friend. Oh wait, I know you. I recognize you from earlier. You were trying to help that Teferi ambassador get a holosuite appointment. I like your style. I'm Hadron, the bartender at Quarks. This is my alternate subspace communication channel. I use it for business matters. Legitimate, legal business. Sometimes I don't want Kurland and company listening in on my dealings. But that doesn't make them any less legitimate. Can you tell me anything about the Jem'Hadar on the station? They're terrible for business. There are a lot of them. They're mean, they don't eat or drink, and they brought Ketracel White with them. The Vorta with them has been in once or twice. Always orders tulip berries. Never talks and never pays. My profits are going down the drain. Hey, are you planning on coming back? You are planning on coming back, right? Bringing the fleet back to kick those guys out? I need actual paying customers. I'll even give a discount on all drinks for the first hour after the station is reclaimed. Top shelf drinks excluded, of course. We are taking Deep Space Nine back, but we need your help. Of course we do. Oh, right. The Jem'Hadar Alpha is named Karokan. He's a real rough customer. The biggest and the meanest one of them all. He's got a Vorta with him. Her name is Loris. She's tough, but she hasn't gone out of her way to make our lives miserable. She's allowing those of us who didn't evacuate to stay, but only if we toe the line and don't give the Jem'Hadar any trouble. Honestly, how's a businessman supposed to make a living like this? The weird part is that they think the Dominion War is still going on. I heard Loris and Karokan talking. They expected an entire Dominion fleet to be here, waiting for them, and a changeling to be in charge. It's crazy! They've been hauling people in for questioning, and teams of Jem'Hadar have been tearing the station apart, looking for this captive changeling. What happened to these guys? They get stuck in a black hole for 30 years? Thanks for your help. We'll return as soon as possible, but you'll need to hold on for a little while longer. Alright, so that's all we have to do for that. Again, we brute force through to get there. It's a different setting every time, so you'll just have to experiment. That's an interesting development. I'll keep in touch with Hadron. Maybe he can get more information to us.
I have new orders for you.
Okay, so there we go. The Dominion are looking for a founder, and they think the war is still going on? We need to clear up this confusion pronto. Maybe they'll be willing to leave the station peacefully if we convince them that the war has been over for decades. I think we're ready to contact DS9 and try to talk to the leaders of the fleet. I want you to be our contact. Captain Kurland will link in and assist you during the negotiations. Alright, so now we need to go to the Bajoran Militia HQ. This way. And the Bajoran Militia is on the other side. Over here, this way. Okay. There it is. And we need to lose this. Contact Deep Space Nine. Hail DS9, but then let me do the talking. I know you could handle this alone, Admiral, but this is my station. It's my responsibility to try to get it back. Hailing Deep Space Nine on an encrypted channel. Putting it on screen now.
Who is this? What do you want?
Let's not be so hasty, Karukan. They obviously went to a great deal of trouble to contact us. I am Loris of the Dominion, temporary governor of Deep Space Nine. How can I help you?
Thank you for agreeing to talk, Loris. I am Captain James Kurland of the Federation Space Station Deep Space Nine. It is my hope that we can find a peaceful resolution to this conflict.
Of course, Captain. You want your station back. But this is a war, and your station is my prize.
I know this will be hard for you to accept, but there is no war. It's been over for decades. Your fleet was diverted when you attempted to pass through the wormhole. The Prophets... There is a great deal we have to explain, but please understand, we are not your enemies.
I am not a fool, Captain. We have reviewed the records in DS9's databanks. Why should I believe this fantasy of prophets and time travel? Show me proof that what you say is true.
Alright, Loris, I asked Admiral Sirhan of the USS Teacher's Corner to join us today. Admiral, could you please step in here? Our esteemed Vorta would like some proof to back up our position. So we can show video records from the end of the Dominion War, review the current state of wormhole theory, or discuss the details of the Treaty of Bajor. So let's do that. These are video records of what happened in the Dominion War after your fleet disappeared. I think reviewing them might be helpful. Show video records of the end of the Dominion War.
The Dominion War continued after a combined Starfleet and Klingon force retook DS9. When the Romulans entered the war on our side, things began to turn. The Dominion recruited the Breen to their cause, but the disease that was attacking the Founders put them on the defensive. They ultimately retreated out of most of the Alpha Quadrant, creating a defense perimeter in Cardassian space. Soon after, a Cardassian official named Damar led a rebellion on Cardassia Prime, breaking the standoff. The Dominion was forced to surrender.
Do not try to deceive me. That cannot be what happened. Why should I believe these recordings are real?
Alright, so we can corroborate with records from other species involved in the war, prove the authenticity of the historical records, or show causality figures from the battles since the fleet's disappearance. So we're going to prove the authenticity.
Make a persuasive argument, but I'm not completely convinced. Historical records can be interpreted in many ways. You may be using evidence that supports your premise, and ignoring anything that does not.
Is there anything we can do to convince you to leave DS9 peacefully?
Enough! I will consider your arguments carefully, but you must understand that I am under orders as well. The Founders gave me specific instructions before I left the Gamma Quadrant. I accept that may have been many years ago. Nevertheless, mere time cannot countermand the commands of the gods. We are attempting to contact the Dominion in the Gamma Quadrant. As of yet, we have been unsuccessful. Until I speak to a Founder and receive new orders, we will remain here. Deep Space Nine belongs to the Dominion.
Alright, and that was of Bajor. We will hail our contact. Never mind. Thank you for all of your assistance. Now that we know more about the current situation on DS9, we can decide how to best take tactical advantage. There is only one end to this scenario. Admiral, we retake Deep Space Nine. There is no other acceptable alternative. And we're going to get the Jem'Hadar armor and collect reward.
Congratulations, Admiral.
Alright, this has been a Teacher's Corner playthrough of
Khan's ships are guarding the wormhole, so
of the mission of Bajor. Join me next time for Operation Gamma. See you there.